The Kansas City Chiefs just received some incredible news. We're diving into all the details in today's video, so don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're looking for more updates and news on the Kansas City Chiefs, make sure to subscribe by clicking the red button below. An NFL insider has revealed how the Chiefs might be able to trade for star receiver Davante Adams. For about a week now, Chiefs fans have been split into different camps regarding this potential trade. Some fans laugh at the idea, thinking, there's no way the Raiders would trade Adams within the division, especially not to the Chiefs. Others take a more laid-back approach, saying, it would be awesome to have Davante on the team, but it's probably not going to happen. Then there are the eternal optimists who believe the Chiefs should make a move for Adams right now. No matter which group you belong to, we can all agree that the Davante Adams trade rumors are getting a little tiresome. Every day brings new whispers, rumors, and speculation about what the Las Vegas Raiders will do with their star wide receiver. But recently, an NFL insider breathed new life into the possibility of Adams joining the Chiefs. On a recent episode of the Scoop City podcast, they discussed the ongoing Adams saga. Diana Rini, who is well connected within the league, mentioned that the Raiders haven't received as much interest as they expected due to their high asking price, reportedly a second-round pick. Rini also noted that the Chiefs are definitely keeping an eye on the situation. The Chiefs are in a unique position to potentially land Davante Adams, and here's why. While other teams like the Bills are keeping an eye on the situation, they're also hoping it drags out. Why? Because every week that goes by, the amount of money owed to Adams decreases. Rini's co-host, former NFL quarterback Chase Daniel, agreed and suggested that in just a couple more weeks, the Chiefs might be able to make a move for him. Rini further explained that many teams see Adams as a one-year rental due to financial reasons. Every week that passes is one less paycheck for Adams, which currently amounts to almost $1 million per week. Next year, any team trading for him would face a $44 million cap hit, unless they choose to restructure his contract or release him to save $28 million. This is what makes the Raiders' current asking price of a second-round pick so challenging for teams to agree on. However, if another week or two passes, the Chiefs could decide to take a risk and offer a second-rounder, which could be considered more like an early third-round pick based on their projected draft position. At that point, the Raiders might not have a choice but to accept an offer from the Chiefs if no other teams are willing to give up that kind of draft capital. Kansas City is in a different place than Buffalo. While the Bills are still chasing their first Super Bowl victory, the Chiefs are aiming for their third straight title. Taking a gamble like this and giving up draft capital could be worth it if it means another championship. Yes, it's been entertaining to watch Mahomes connect with players like Juju Smith-Schuster and the tight end group, but the truth is, the Chiefs are in need of a true WR1. Without wide receiver Rashee Rice, the Chiefs are even more determined to keep their Super Bowl hopes alive. As it is every year, it's Super Bowl or bust for Kansas City, and adding Adams could be the final piece that ensures a historic three-peat. The Chiefs' chances of trading for Davante Adams only need one key factor to make it happen. While the New York Jets have been viewed as favorites to land Adams, it hasn't stopped other teams from trying to get him. According to The Athletic's Diana Rossini, the two-time defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs are closely monitoring the situation. However, Kansas City's level of interest depends on whether the Las Vegas Raiders are willing to cover part of Adams' salary. The Buffalo Bills are in a similar situation, seeing Adams as a one-year rental. Both the Chiefs and Bills consider him more of a luxury than a necessity, making it clear that Kansas City is a potential landing spot. Yet, as Rossini points out, they are still a long shot. On the surface, Adams going to Kansas City makes sense. The Chiefs recently placed their top wide receiver, Rashee Rice, on injured reserve due to a knee injury that could potentially end his season. But it's hard to imagine the Raiders helping out a divisional rival by covering part of Adams' salary unless the offer is too good to pass up. While the full extent of Rice's injury remains uncertain, it's serious enough to sideline him for at least the next 4 games. He's currently getting his knee scoped once the swelling subsides, with concerns about potential ACL and PCL damage, according to Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Steelers are stepping in to prevent the seemingly inevitable Adams to Jets trade. Rossini reports that the Steelers are making an aggressive push for the 6-time Pro Bowl receiver, adding another twist to this ongoing saga. The Pittsburgh Steelers' pursuit of San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk was well known. After missing out on him, they're now determined not to let the opportunity to acquire Adams slip away. With recent reports suggesting a bidding war, the Chiefs will have to compete fiercely for Adams. On top of that, the Raiders are likely to impose an AFC West rival fee, making the situation even more complicated. It's hard to imagine the Raiders agreeing to eat part of Adams' salary, especially if it means helping Kansas City chase a historic three-peat, the first ever in NFL history. So, while a blockbuster deal of this scale is possible, it would be surprising if the two sides came to an agreement. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs have re-signed a familiar face. On Friday, the Chiefs brought back cornerback Darius Rush, whom they originally claimed off waivers during last season's roster cuts. Arrowhead Pride's Pete Sweeney reported that Rush was seen at practice on Friday. Rush, a former fifth-round draft pick from South Carolina, was initially picked up by the Indianapolis Colts. Despite a strong preseason in 2023, Colts GM Chris Ballard decided to release him, and the Chiefs quickly claimed him. However, Rush was only on Kansas City's 53-man roster for a week before being released and signed to the practice squad. Around this same time last season, Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin took notice and signed Rush to their 53-man roster. Standing at 6 feet 2 inches and weighing 198 pounds, Rush appeared in 5 games over the last 2 seasons, recording 3 tackles and 1 pass defended. He spent time on both the Steelers' active roster and their practice squad. According to A to Z Sports' Rob Gregson, Rush performed solidly whenever he had the chance to play. Now, he's back with the Chiefs and looking to make an impact once again. Unfortunately, Darius Rush couldn't stay healthy during critical periods with the Steelers. He started as one of Pittsburgh's gunners on special teams, but quickly lost that role. Just a week ago, the Steelers signed former first-round draft pick C.J. Henderson to their practice squad, which seems to have led to Rush being replaced. Although the Chiefs' cornerback group has performed well this season, they still need more depth. Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Josh Williams, and Nazeeh Johnson are the only cornerbacks currently on the 53-man roster, which makes Rush's return a timely addition. As the Kansas City Chiefs head into Week 5 undefeated, it's clear that none of these wins have come easily. The team is set to face the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football with a heavily depleted offense. Surrounding quarterback Patrick Mahomes with reliable wide receivers was the Chiefs' top priority this offseason. But after signing Marquise Hollywood Brown in free agency, he ended up on injured reserve before the season even started. And now, with Rashee Rice, KC's top wide receiver, going down in Week 4, the Chiefs' offense is in serious trouble. If Kansas City is serious about making history with a third straight Super Bowl win, they need to add a legitimate weapon to the roster. While trade rumors around Davante Adams are heating up, many insiders believe that the chances of the Raiders trading him to a divisional rival like the Chiefs are next to zero. But there's another big name circulating in trade discussions, one that could be a perfect fit for Kansas City. According to The Athletic's Diana Rossini, the Cleveland Browns veteran wide receiver Amari Cooper is the top name to watch for the Chiefs. Rossini mentioned that Kansas City has made notable moves at the trade deadline over the past 2 seasons, trading for Kadarius Toney in 2022 and Michael Hardman in 2023. Both receivers ended up playing crucial roles in Super Bowl victories shortly after joining the team. The question now is, will the Chiefs make a bold move again as they chase a three-peat? Rossini also named Tennessee Titans' DeAndre Hopkins and Jacksonville Jaguars' Christian Kirk as possible options, but she listed Cooper first. The 5-time Pro Bowler, who recorded 72 receptions for 1,250 yards and 5 touchdowns last year, is having one of the worst statistical seasons of his career. He and Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson have struggled to get on the same page, despite the team entering Week 5 with a 3-1 record. At 30 years old, Cooper has never won a Super Bowl. Joining the Chiefs could be an appealing opportunity for the Alabama alum, and from a financial standpoint, his contract would fit well into Kansas City's cap space.